How many hours have you lost today inside your own head? Not solving anything, not creating anything, just looping. The same thought, the same fear, the same conversation you already had 3 days ago, but your mind keeps replaying it like a broken record. You lie awake at night, and the thoughts won't stop. You analyze every word someone said. You rehearse conversations that haven't happened yet. You imagine worst-case scenarios that may never exist. And the cruel part is you know it's pointless. You know overthinking changes nothing, but you can't stop. It feels like your mind has a mind of its own. And here's what no one tells you. You're not overthinking because you're weak. You're overthinking because no one ever taught you how to stop. It's not a flaw. It's an untrained mind. And an untrained mind will devour you from the inside. But what if I told you there's a way to silence that noise? Not by ignoring it, not by distracting yourself with more noise, but by understanding something the ancient Stoics discovered over 2,000 years ago. A set of brutal truths so powerful that once you internalize them, your mind will have no choice but to go quiet. Today we're going deep into 8 Stoic laws that will kill the overthinking habit at its root. These aren't soft tips. These aren't feel-good affirmations. These are battle-tested principles from men who ruled empires, survived exile, and faced death without flinching. And they didn't overthink any of it. If you appreciate what we're building here, there's one small favor I'll ask. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. It costs you nothing, but it means the world to this channel. And don't skip any part of this video, because the law that changes everything for you might be the one you almost scrolled past. Let's begin. Number 1. You are not your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." But here's what most people miss. He didn't say your thoughts are your life. He said the quality of them shapes it. There's a difference, a massive one. Because the moment you realize that thoughts are just visitors passing through your mind and not commands you must obey, everything shifts. Right now your brain is producing thousands of thoughts per day. Most of them are noise, recycled worries, old fears wearing new masks, predictions about a future that doesn't exist yet. And the problem isn't that these thoughts appear. The problem is that you believe every single one of them. You treat a passing worry like a prophecy. You treat a random fear like a fact. But imagine standing at the edge of a river watching leaves float by. Each leaf is a thought. You don't jump in and grab every leaf. You don't chase them downstream. You just watch. That's the shift. You are not the thought. You are the one watching it. And the watcher is always calm, always still, always free. Here's what you do. Next time a spiral starts, pause. Say to yourself, "I notice I'm having the thought that something will go wrong." Don't say something will go wrong. Say, "I notice the thought." That tiny separation between you and the thought is where your freedom lives. Practice it, master it, and the noise begins to fade. Number 2, most of what you fear will never happen. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Let that sink in. The Stoics understood something that modern psychology now confirms. Over 90% of what you worry about never actually comes true. 90%. That means almost every sleepless night, almost every anxious spiral, Almost every catastrophic scenario your mind builds is fiction. Vivid, terrifying fiction, but fiction nonetheless. Think about last year. All the things you were certain would go wrong. How many actually happened the way you feared? Barely any. And the ones that did happen, you handled them. You survived. You adapted. You're still here. So what was all that worrying for? The mind treats imagined threats the same way it treats real ones. Your body tenses. Your heart races. Your breathing gets shallow. All for something that exists only between your ears. You're paying a real price in health, in energy, in peace for a danger that lives nowhere outside your own skull. Epictetus said it plainly. It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things. The event isn't the problem. Your interpretation of the event is. And interpretations can be changed. Here's the brutal truth. Overthinking is not preparation. It's addiction. You don't actually want answers. You want control. And when you can't find control, you keep searching, keep analyzing, keep spiraling, because the searching itself feels like you're doing something. But you're not. You're just scared. And fear dressed up as analysis is still fear. The Stoic doesn't rehearse disaster. The Stoic prepares the mind to handle whatever arrives. There's a difference between those two approaches, and that difference is everything. Number 3. Control is an illusion. Let it go. Epictetus taught. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. This single idea could end half of your overthinking tonight, because most of what you're spiraling about is stuff you cannot control. What they think of you, whether the deal goes through, if they'll text back, how the future unfolds. None of that is yours to command. You can control your effort, your attitude, your discipline, your response. That's it. Everything else is weather. And you don't argue with weather. You dress for it and you move. But the overthinking mind hates this truth. It wants certainty. It wants guarantees. It wants to know what's coming so it can prepare for every possible outcome. And because certainty doesn't exist, it keeps searching, endlessly, exhaustingly, like a dog chasing its own tail, believing that this time it will finally catch it. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth and still wrote in his private journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." He wasn't saying this from a place of comfort. He was saying this during plagues, during wars, during betrayal by people he trusted. And still he chose to focus only on what he could control. His thoughts, his actions, his character. If the Emperor of Rome could let go of controlling the uncontrollable, so can you. Number 4. Action kills anxiety. Thinking feeds it. Here's something the Stoics knew that we keep forgetting. You cannot think your way out of a problem. You can only act your way out. Overthinking disguises itself as productivity. You believe that if you just analyze the situation one more time, turn it over one more angle, consider one more possibility, you'll find the answer. But you won't, because the answer was never in your head. It was in your hands. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Not think about being one. Not plan to be one. Not analyze what it means to be one. Be one. Act. Move. Do the thing your mind keeps circling around." Think about it. When you're in motion, running, building, working, creating, does your mind spiral? Rarely. Because action occupies the space that overthinking usually fills. The body moves and the mind follows. Inertia feeds anxiety. Movement destroys it. Seneca reinforced this. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult. The difficulty you're overthinking about becomes 10 times harder in your mind than it actually is. The only way to shrink it back to its real size is to face it. Touch it. Step into it. Picture a man sitting in his car in a parking lot. Engine off. 40 minutes pass. He hasn't moved. He's replaying one conversation. One mistake he made at work. Something he said that came out wrong. Nobody else remembers it. Nobody else cares. But he's been carrying it for 3 days. 40 minutes in a parking lot. Alone with a thought that means nothing to anyone but him. That's what overthinking looks like from the outside. And most of us are that man more often than we'd like to admit. So here's your practice. When you catch yourself in a loop for more than 2 minutes, stop. Ask one question. What is the smallest action I can take right now? Not the perfect action. Not the complete solution. The smallest step. Send the message. Open the document. Make the call. Lace up the shoes. One move. That's all it takes to break the cycle. Number 5. Other people's opinions are not your business. Epictetus said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, 'He does not know my other faults, or he would not have mentioned only these.'" That's not arrogance. That's freedom. The freedom of a man who has stopped renting space in his mind to people who don't pay for it. How much of your overthinking is about what someone else thinks of you? Be honest. You replay the conversation wondering if they took it the wrong way. You analyze their tone, their expression, their silence. You build entire narratives around a look someone gave you in passing. And none of it is real. It's all projection. It's your mind filling gaps with fear. Here's what the Stoics understood. You will never control how others perceive you. Ever. You could be the kindest, most generous, most brilliant person alive, and someone somewhere will still misunderstand you, still judge you, still talk about you behind your back. That's not a flaw in you. That's the nature of being human in a world full of humans. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is in your power to withdraw yourself whenever you desire. Perfect tranquility within consists in the good ordering of the mind. Your peace is an inside job. The moment you tie it to someone else's opinion, you've handed them a leash, and they will yank it every single time. So stop auditioning for people who aren't even watching. Stop rewriting your words to fit someone else's comfort. The right people will understand you without you bending yourself into knots. And the wrong people won't understand you no matter how much you explain. Let them go. Your energy is too valuable for that." Number 6. Starve the mind. Feed the moment. Seneca warned us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And the biggest thief of time isn't laziness. It isn't distraction. It's the mind feeding on itself, chewing the same thought until there's nothing left but exhaustion. Overthinking is a hungry thing. It feeds on your attention, and the more you give it, the more it demands. So you starve it, not by fighting it, not by forcing yourself to stop thinking, but by giving your attention to something real, something physical, something here. Your hands on the table, the weight of your body in the chair, the sound of your own breathing. When you anchor your awareness in what is actually happening right now, the mind has nothing to spiral about, because the present moment doesn't need analysis. It just needs you to show up. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. "Never let the future disturb you," he wrote. "You will meet it if you have to with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." He didn't waste his mornings worrying about what the afternoon might bring. He showed up fully to the task in front of him. And then the next, and then the next. A woman once spent an entire evening dreading a conversation she had to have the next morning. She rehearsed it 100 times, every version worse than the last. When the morning came, the conversation lasted 4 minutes. It went fine. She had spent 5 hours suffering for 4 minutes of nothing. That's the tax overthinking charges. And you pay it in hours you never get back. If you've made it this far into this video, you're already different from most. Most people clicked away. Most people went back to their feed. But you're still here. And that tells me something about you. You're serious. You're ready. So keep going. Number 7. Stop arguing with what already happened. This is perhaps the most brutal Stoic insight of all, and the one most people refuse to accept. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And Marcus Aurelius took it even further. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Revoke. At any moment. That word is not passive. It's a command. You have the authority right now to cancel the meaning you assigned to something that hurt you. Not to pretend it didn't happen, but to stop demanding that it should have happened differently. That's where overthinking hides. In the gap between what happened and what you think should have happened. Someone betrayed you. That happened. But the 6 months of asking why and replaying every sign you missed and rehearsing what you should have said, that's not the betrayal hurting you anymore. That's you hurting you. The event ended. Your mind kept it alive. The rain falls. That's reality. You getting angry at the rain. That's suffering you chose. They left. That's reality. You spending every night trying to decode why. That's a prison you built and locked yourself inside. Carl Jung said what you resist persists. Every time you argue with what already is, you feed the loop. Every time you say this shouldn't have happened, you hand the past 1 more hour of your present. Acceptance is not surrender. Acceptance is the sharpest weapon a thinking mind can wield. It says, I see what is. I stop wishing it were different. And now with clear eyes and a still mind, I choose what comes next. That's where overthinking dies. Not in distraction, not in forced positivity, but in the raw, honest act of letting reality be what it already is. Number 8. You will die? Stop wasting this life in your head. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This isn't morbid. This is the most liberating truth you will ever hear. Because when you truly accept that your time here is limited, that today might be all you get, the petty worries dissolve. The loops stop. The noise goes quiet. Because suddenly nothing is worth overthinking when the clock is running out. The Stoics practiced memento mori. Remember you will die. They didn't do this to be grim. They did it to wake up. To snap out of the trance that most people live in. The trance that says there's always tomorrow. That says you have time to worry. that says you can afford to spend another night staring at the ceiling replaying something that doesn't matter. You can't afford it. None of us can. Seneca put it perfectly. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough if you use it well. And using it well means being present, means acting with purpose, means refusing to let your own mind imprison you in loops that lead nowhere. Think about the person you admire most. The one who seems calm, grounded, unshakable. Do you think they got that way by overthinking everything? No, they got there by doing the work, by facing the fear, by accepting what they couldn't change and pouring their energy into what they could. They stopped living in their heads and started living in the world. That's what the Stoics were teaching all along. Not to suppress your mind, not to fight your thoughts, but to stop obeying them blindly, to step back, to observe, to choose what deserves your attention, and to let the rest pass like wine through an open window. If you've made it to the end of this video, something inside you shifted. I know it because you didn't click away. You didn't get distracted. You stayed. And that tells me you're not like most people. Most people will keep overthinking, keep looping, keep losing sleep over things that don't deserve it. But not you. Not anymore. You now have 8 laws forged in the fire of Stoic wisdom. Laws that have survived 2,000 years because they work. Not sometimes. Always. The question is, will you use them? Will you practice them? Not once. Not when it's convenient. But every day. In every moment where your mind tries to pull you back into the noise. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire with these principles. Seneca faced exile and death with them. Epictetus was born a slave and became one of the greatest minds in history with them. If they could silence the chaos of their world, you can silence the chaos in yours. Your mind is not your enemy. It's a tool. And today you learn how to use it instead of being used by it. That's not just knowledge. That's power. Real power. The kind that doesn't fade when the video ends. If this message hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And check out the video on screen right now to keep building that unshakable mind. Thank you for being part of Stoic Citadel. Stay grounded. Stay present. And stop letting your thoughts run your life. You are the one in control.